Hello YouTube and welcome back to The Constant Gardener, episode 7. Times are changing. They are indeed. Don't know what kind of week you've had. If you've been out keeping busy in the gardens or doing whatever you're doing. But yeah, at this end it's been a bit of a head spinning week, one way or the other. Which we'll get on to. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us again. In a very sunny, doesn't look that sunny on here I don't think, but yeah, very sunny, blue, crisp winter wonderland in Yorkshire. Yeah, I think most of the country had a bit of a dusting of snow on Tuesday, so this is the remnants of that snow. Yeah, it's lovely. I love it this time of year, albeit very, very cold. Got all the squirrels up here now running around looking for their nuts. And if you're anything like me, boys, you'll be searching for your nuts for a long time, if you know what I mean, in this weather. So this week, what have we been up to? As we left the video last week, I think I said I had 2 garden clearances to get on with, a hedge reduction and my usual commercial job. I have videoed all aforementioned. I'm going to save the hedge reduction and the garden clearance for a later date, just because things that are happening here, which we'll get onto later, and the time of the year, I guess, because it is traditionally quieter. There won't be much footage probably going forward. There is all the stuff at home. I've got to contend with the garage refurb and my own home garden and the removal of some trees, etc. So yeah, we'll try and tick over with what we've got. The commercial job, my lovely boss at the commercial job, I think he sort of twisted my arm into, I was obviously quite apprehensive about dedicating one day a week to this place, but in sort of hindsight, I think it's been quite a good idea. And again, with the news I have going forward, it is probably a good thing. He is a watcher of this channel, so hello if you're watching. And he gave me a ring actually last week before I did the commercial job, and saying he'd seen Back in Black, my last episode, and when I was covering a lot about compost, because you know his office area, the grounds around it, they all need completely knocking back. It hasn't been touched for, I think, nearly a year. So there's going to be a lot of waste, and yeah, it's a great idea to get some compost bins in and reuse that. He's going to need planters and hanging baskets, flower area at the front, flower beds at the front of the building, going forward next year. So yeah, all that compost will come in handy if we can get it turned around in time. Just would have been nice to have more than a few hours notice for these additional things he required. He's pulling forward his starting date for this new area of his business to become his head office. He's had a lot of visitors. I think they were sort of potential business partners, investors maybe. And he obviously wants to, you know, the building area and its surroundings looking sort of top notch. I did explain that this time of the year there's only so much I can do. I'm not a magician. So it was basically a case of needing another sort of day and a half from me last week, which I was happy to give, to be honest. I wanted to be away from here, and I have got annual leave to take, so yeah, I took some extra. That work basically involved all the front area, like I said, all the car park area, cleaning. Obviously leaves at this time of year, horrendous. It's like a little vortex. It seems to collect everything. Some lawned areas, knocking back. A banked area that runs parallel to the car park that has some fruit trees on it, some ornamental cherries. He wanted those pruning right back. The horrible thing, there's really weak specimens. I think he possibly wanted them taking out, but we sort of met halfway where I've really hard pruned them, that you'll see. And we'll see in the spring if anything comes of them. If not, they'll be coming out. But at least it tidies it up for his visitors. And then everything mowing and, yeah, just generally tidying up. You know, like I said, there's only so much you can do. The weather and the ground, all the grass is wet, it's waterlogged. It's mainly weeds anyway, it's not really grass. So yeah, you're sort of trying to pluck piss really. Or what do you say, you can't polish a turd. It was along those lines. We have made it look a lot better, to be fair, because it was so overgrown and untidy. It has made a difference and he's happy with it anyway. It was just finding the time within an extremely hectic week to fit it all in. But we have done it, we've got there. So the main video that I'll be showing today will be that. It will be a bit of the building the compost bins, which is just a rough ass job really. It's just making a couple of units out of pallets that were lying around. But it's worked well because it's provided area for all this clearance stuff to go into. And fingers crossed, next year we'll have some nice compost out of it. It was all obviously very much carbon browny stuff this time of year, as you well know. But yeah, we got a bit of nitrogen with the grass clippings. And yeah, we'll look into adding stuff into it at a later date and give it a good couple of turns. So yeah, fingers crossed on that one. So yeah, take a look at the video and see what you think. Like I said, I do apologise again for the poor quality filmmaking. I'm by no means an expert. I don't pretend to be. But yeah, this little camera's great. Reproduction's really good. I'm well happy with it for what it cost. Cheap Amazon action camera, but yeah, the settings get knocked out very, very easy. I think a lot of what you're about to watch is it was filmed in slow motion for some reason. Don't ask me how. I'd struggle to find slow motion on the settings if you asked me to. So yeah, enjoy. Let us know what you think. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. You will have seen also in that video, I didn't mention it before, there is a large section of the fencing you'll have seen that was new. That was another job that he rung us up. Can we get this done quick? And I'm like, there's no possible way I can do that. I do have some friends who have a fencing business who very kindly came out, put some fence posts in and some rails and left the feather edge for me to put up, which is like, it's only about 5% of the job. They did the donkey work, which was much appreciated. Boss man was quite happy to pay whatever they quoted, so just to get it done. And you'll see other areas, that fencing patch, it's about 100 metres in length, the whole fence. And I think, like I said, about 10 metre length they had to replace from damage that's been caused by maybe people kicking footballs against it or something over the years. So yeah, quite a lot of work over the sort of 3 days that I spent there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It breaks up the monotony a bit of me just chatting. On to other things. Really want to thank the people that have got in contact off the back of last week when I was saying investing the money from the garden maintenance business into a new mower and tools, etc., and asking for advice on mowers. So thank you very much for everyone who's got in contact. You guys are the experts, I'm not. I do know a lot about plants and horticulture, machinery not so much. So yeah, I do listen. I can only see as I find when I use this new Weebang. I think it's brilliant. A little bit heavy, but probably all commercial mowers are. But yeah, it does the job really well. Even in this video you've just watched, it bagged beautifully and it was soaking wet, the ground, really, really wet. Again, it wasn't really grass. Like I said, it was weeds, it was creeping buttercup, it was dandelions, whatever. Everything but grass, really. Excuse my nose running, it is extremely cold. King cold, as they say. In other news, I know a lot of you know from my earlier videos, I'm from Devon, I'm from a small holding. Loads of my friends that I went to school with were sons and daughters of farmers who have now since become farmers themselves. And I just wanted to for me to doff my cap to the farmers. Obviously you have seen all the protests, etc. I don't know which side of the fence you stand on it. I firmly stand on I am behind the farmers 100%. They're incredibly hardworking. I think they're incredibly misunderstood. Yes, there are some very, very rich landowners out there, one of which is the church. The farmers I know, bar none, have no spare cash to throw around. People have this perception, all this machinery, the lovely big farmhouse, the 4x4s, the idyllic life. It's far from idyllic. It's like, from my take on it from a catering slant, everyone's, oh, I'd love to have my own restaurant. Oh, I'd love to have my own B&B. You have no idea how much work is involved. The majority of people in this country have no idea how much work is involved running a farm. We have reunions down in Devon. The ones that are farmers now, they never stay. They might pop their heads in for an hour, but they have to go home, go to bed. It's lambing season, or they're up at 4 o'clock, they're milking, or they're harvesting, or they're seeding, or they're cultivating. It's 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and they get nothing for it. The perception is they have all this land, it's worth millions. Yes, they are asset rich, but they are cash poor, bar none. They were hit with Brexit, rightly or wrongly. Everyone's got their opinion on Brexit. They lost a lot of the subsidies. They've been hit again now with inheritance tax. Yeah, they probably should pay some sort of inheritance tax, but to whack a 20% charge on, with no hope of paying it because they have no cash flow. Yeah, cheers. Thanks very much for that, Kia. And obviously the supermarkets screw them to the ground as well. That's something the government could do about. You know, the government could step in and hit the supermarkets, bring in some sort of policy where the farmers are getting a decent price for their product. So yeah, from all angles they seem to be getting screwed to the floor. And yeah, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I'm damn sure the people that brought in these policies, the civil servants and the MPs, this will all be done with advice from their friends who are investment bankers and you know, property investors stroke developers. You know, they'll be poised to pounce when, you know, these farms have to go up for sale, or a part of the farm has to go up for sale, some of the land to pay this 20%. Yeah, they'll be straight in there. And guess what? There will be no planning restrictions on that land when they come to purchase it, guaranteed. Yeah, it's disgusting. They're all crooked. Show me an honest MP and I'll show you a liar. I won't get into too much of a rant because I'll probably get shut down. So yeah, if you want to show your support, if you do support, I'm not forcing people to support them. Everyone has an opinion, and all opinions are valid and relevant. That's what opens the conversation or the discussion. We don't have to hate each other because we have different opinions. But yeah, for me, I support them wholeheartedly. And if you do, just go onto the is it the National Union Farmers website, Back British Farmers, put your name down. That's all you need to do. You don't have to put any money in. My friends that I talk to, they just want to know that people are behind them. Like I said, they're being screwed to the floor. My friend Luke, one of my best friends, he's 6th generation farmer. He got into bed with one of the supermarkets, not so much out of choice, more out of necessity. And this year they tendered for about 30 or 40 acres of his farm for growing, I think it was cauliflowers. Apologies, Luke, if I'm wrong. The supermarket representatives came round to look at the crop, and yeah, these heads of cauliflower like this, you know, you'd love to be able to grow stuff like that. They didn't want it. It was too big. It didn't fit their point of sale on their shelves. There was too much cauliflower and not enough foliage, I think the words were. So yeah, it was all ploughed back into the ground. You know, Luke has no money. He relies on this. He did have a quick phone call around. Anyone wants some cauliflowers, come and get them before I plough them into the ground. He wasn't going to pay anyone to harvest them because he didn't have a buyer for them. So why throw good money after bad? But this is the situation they're in up and down the country. And people will say, well, it doesn't affect me, it affects everyone. It will affect everyone if they do decide to strike. A lot of our product, or our top-up product, comes in from Spain, Valencia area, that have been hit with the floods. Couple that with our farmers going on strike, we're going to have an issue. We're paying over the top as it is. That happens, we will be, you know, well, you'll be lucky to pay over the top because there probably won't be any product to buy. So yeah, just bear a thought. I have heard a few comments, and so badly informed, ignorant really. It takes a special kind of stupid to post comments and write articles like that. But again, I'm not surprised by what's written in the media these days. Anyway, I don't want to be too negative, but yeah, if you support them, give them a thumbs up. They'll be happy with the support. I'd like to say, moving on to happier things. Like I said at the beginning of this video, here. So, as some of you are aware, from last week's video, my future was obviously up in the balance anyway, because this is why I'm doing this channel, because I hope to move into garden maintenance full time. So none of this should come as a shock. But it does come as a shock, as in we walked in this morning and as of midnight last night, this place was sold. Yeah, cheers for the heads up to my old bosses. Can't say too much because they're still officially my bosses. I think we have a week, I think it's next Thursday, officially gets signed off. And then there's a transition period where all the IT resources, all the GDPR, all the staffing and everything gets transitioned over, or whatever's happening. We don't even know who's bought it. We don't know, you know, what it's going to be. Are they keeping the same sort of business in? I assume they would, because of the logistics of the building. Hey ho, we'll see. But you have to take these things on the chin, I'm afraid. Why me? Why not me? It's happening to everyone, again, up and down the country. People are losing their jobs. People are losing their houses. Yeah, I'm a very positive person, always have been. So please don't feel sorry for me. Like I said, me and my wife, we both work here. We face it head on. You put your big boy pants on and you crack on, you get on with it. If we have to find other work, we have to find other work. That's the top and the bottom of it. You can roll around on the floor in a pool of your own piss crying. It ain't going to change anything. So yeah, I'm just a bit sad that, you know, potentially all this garden area that I've developed over the years might get tarmacked over and made into a car park, which will be, it's a bit disappointing, but hey, it's not my property, is it? They can do whatever they want. So yeah, that's an update on that. Like I said, we don't know if we've got jobs. We don't know if we're getting made redundant. It's watch this space, so it's all a little bit up in the air. So yeah, like I said, it's been a bit of a hectic week one way or the other. But yeah, we look forward. That's all you can do. You can look forward and smile and be happy. I sort of don't want to leave, I sort of want to get up and do a striptease or something to cheer you up, because it really would cheer you up in this cold weather, me doing a striptease. Believe me. But I'm not going to, because I'm at work and I'm a very professional person. But yeah, onwards and upwards. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely week. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Maybe get out in the sunshine if you get this lovely blue sky. Crisp days. Hill days, as we used to say. Get out for a walk with the animals. Yeah, have a lovely weekend. Whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with. Be happy. Keep smiling. Keep positive. Never, ever, ever let the fuckers grind you down. And see you again next week. Cheers.